What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great evening. I'm here with my man Sentri, the Mad Collector. Before anything, what do you think of that entrance there?
I think you need the light up jacket, and you need to once you segue into the show. I think you need to be facing backwards like
I
that.
should, right? I
I love it. I
I love
love that.
Jericho.
Yeah, me
Love it.
too. Especially
So
Y2 Jericho for sure.
love it. Love it. What's going on, everybody? There were some people in here super early. Sip Lordly, friend of Sentry.
What's up, buddy?
Comic collection. We got Bloopa de Poop. He's always hanging. Gates the Boy. Comic knowledge. This is not going to be a well, we'll dabble in the comic stuff tonight. What do you think? We'll dabble.
For sure. Yeah.
Yep. Uncanny Swag. Benjamin Cross. Chinmo. Uncanny Swag again. Let me scroll way down. Andre Santos. Javier Pedraza. IE. Deep Dive Comics. And everyone else, thank you so much. Man Cave Chronicles and Larry J. Levitt. Whole bunch of people. So, all right, we're going to get into this. This is my man, Sentry. We go back a few years.
Oh, 5 years now.
Yeah, from the Instagram comic community. And I have pushed the comic community on Instagram since I started the channel because it's strong. There's a lot of good people involved and people looking for other people for looking for stuff. If you're looking for stuff, it's a great place to go. And that's where we met. Plus we had common friends in like the real world, which also comics, it was just meant to be. And we're kind of local to each other. Yeah. We're what, 45 minutes apart?
Yeah, if that, yeah.
So look who's in here.
There he is.
I wonder if we're all going to show up tonight. so we're going to talk toys. We're going to talk comics. We're going to talk statues. But first and foremost, I got to say, congratulations on you hitting 1,000 subscribers on your channel. It seemed like overnight almost. Seemed quick.
Appreciate that.
And for any of you guys, I'm going to get the link in the chat. For any of you guys that don't know, Sentry has a YouTube channel. He does basically all toys, right?
Yeah, right now it's toys, toy hunting, toy hauls. I am trying to build out this mess. As you can see, that's Boxville. This unfinished, unmitigated disaster will be finished soon, and I'm going to be adding some content, statues, unboxings, reviews, graded cards. You know, my collection, original art, will all be up, and we'll be talking about all of it. But yeah, right now it's toy hunts and hauls.
And that's. I mean, those are my favorite videos on my own channel. So when I can go to your channel and watch the toy hunts, it's a little bit different. So I do the comic hunts, right? Yep. Buying collections. Now I've seen most of your stuff, which is awesome. It's a vlog style hunt, and you're not going to just Walmart. You're hitting Walmarts, Targets, all over. Like this isn't just all right. We're going to the local Walmart. No, you're all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, Universe X, what's up, man? We've talked about. I like to just tell the story of what I'm doing, and I feel like every hunt for me has a story. There's usually a theme, the things that I'm trying to find, the things that I haven't found, that I like to talk about hunting down. There are always new things coming out with this oversaturated toy market. And I like to contextualize it a little more and add, like, tag the locations, the local locations, especially for local guys. I've had a lot of really good folks, reach out to me and say, hey, I didn't know that you go to Norwalk, or hey, I didn't know that you were obsessed with Donut Delight, or, I was just at that Target the other day. They didn't have anything. And then, the difference a day makes. So it's cool to have those interactions. And I think people have been responding well to it, when they can relate to exactly to what you're doing and where you go. And the vlog style stuff, I love that. And I'm trying to, want to find a good balance. I'm trying to find a good balance. I think I have it now with, explaining what's going on, talking, and showing you where I go. Try to mix in the hobby shops, and Walgreens, all of these places, all of this post toy store era nonsense that we're dealing with these days.
Oh, because it's everywhere now at this point. GameStops and just wherever. So Matt S already has a question, which I was going to get into this too. What genre of toys? So obviously the newer stuff is the stuff you're hunting in the stores.
Yeah, so the newer stuff, it's a mix of modern and vintage. Obviously, Target and Walmart, we're talking about newer stuff, but some of my favorite videos personally are when I go to places like Undiscovered Realm or Toy Wiz,
Oh,
hobby shops, those
yep.
places where I'm a huge vintage toy collector. And a lot of my like older videos, or older as of like, 7, 8 months ago, where I was doing hauls, a lot of those hauls were vintage Motu hauls, vintage TMNT hauls. Um, I have Thundercat stuff I haven't shown people. And there's some places, like down south that I really want to go to that blow some of these stores here out of the water as far as like vintage toys go. So I Zombie Sailor, that's
Oh
my guy.
yeah.
He's got yeah,
Yep.
how that goes. So Mighty Max, Double Dragon, all of those things. Like I have all of that stuff. I want to save some of those hauls for when I actually have a room to go over them in with better lighting and a better backdrop. Other than this,
What's wrong with the backdrop?
the industrial feel uh, that we have. It was so funny. I was on one of my other buddy's streams the other week, and he was just like, "The next time you come on the stream, you have to dress up as Freddy Krueger." I was like, "I need to dress up more like Norman Bates, dressed up as his mom in the fruit cellar." I think that would be a lot more appropriate. But no, Emerald Knight. I don't actually. I do not collect Transformers. I don't. I'm not a Transformers guy. I show it on my channel when I'm out and about. But Motu, TMNT,
That's me right there.
Select Marvel Legends. Yes, that is. Thundercats. All of these retro lines. I mean, retro is so in right now. Happens to be so in right now, and that's what I love. So vintage Toy Biz Marvel, Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Those are I love all of that stuff. At the core, that's really what I enjoy. And now we're seeing reproductions and reissues and recasts of these lines, and it's a no-brainer. Easy openers. I mean, this is what. Look at this. I mean, it's right here. It's all on my desk or whatever this is, this table. So, Butch, what's up, brother? Yes. All right.
Again, he's in that group that we've had for years.
Yep. All very, very, very good dudes.
Yeah.
Congrats to them. I mean, they are crushing it. The pressable defects are crushing it.
Oh yeah. They got good stuff coming, man.
I'm
great
excited.
channel.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
So let me ask you this question now, because we're gonna talk vintage toys and modern toys. You just said, and you're 100% right. Like the vintage stuff is in, and doesn't it suck that like vintage is now 80s? Like all the toys we played with are considered vintage. So how long before we see Thundercats in Walmart and Target?
That's hard to say. I mean, license-wise, if I don't know if Hasbro, Super 7 has it, and we're getting them in Ultimates form, in 7-inch form right now. They're also like that's the other. There's so many different lines. It's a good question. Funko had it for a little while, but if you want that, you can get them from Super 7, which don't retail in stores. So I don't know. That's really hard to say. I am collecting that Super 7 line though, and including the Turtles line, which is based on the original Playmates.
The Super we got a super chat from Will Moore, $10. Nice. Sometimes in your videos it looks like you got a haircut and I get scared. No haircut, please. Thanks, G. Will Moore, don't worry about it. The hair's not going to get cut till we hit like 100,000 subscribers. I don't even know if we'll do it then. Maybe a trim. Shoot, I was gonna say something because you triggered
Playmates toys, Turtles.
Yes. So
yeah.
So the Super 7, the Turtles, the really detailed, they're like $50 a figure, but they're like intense. They're really. I was this close at New York Comic Con in 2019 to getting the Raph. I think it was like $40 or $50, or it was just up for pre-order, and they were showing it at that New York, which you and I have to talk about because that was a big New York Comic Con for you.
What a day that was. That
was a huge, like looking back now, because we're going to get into it. I don't know if you have any of those lying around, but
I mean, they're definitely lying around. Yeah, they're across the room.
That was, I wish I had it now, what you have, and we'll get into that. But those Turtles are really good.
The Super 7
Baxter was just coming out, or the Raph had just come out, or they were showing the Baxter, I think, at that show. But they're expensive, man.
They are. They're made to order with Super 7. So they have a really limited print on all of them. But for me, as much, I mean, I love all of the NECA stuff, and I think it's so hard if you're a Turtles fan. Like your
Oh my
wallet
god.
is definitely screaming because it's animated line, movie line, based on
Yep.
original Playmates line. I mean,
Yep.
how many freaking things? So, and for me, that's one of my arguably my favorite line, and I think I love the Playmates line more than anything. So, and
Yeah.
Super 7 has done such an excellent job with that, with Thundercats. They've got Toxic Avengers, all of that. I have the ultimates and all of that stuff, and they're all incredible. So, but
You and I are in the same boat between
yeah.
Turtles and He-Man,
Oh yeah,
Motu. Like
yeah,
those are what I collect. And
yeah,
I'm looking for vintage, carded, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah, well, I think figure wise, yeah, you and I are definitely, we prioritize the same things. I think we have the same, probably top 3, maybe top 4 or 5. Who knows?
Yeah. Dude, I haven't found, and you're out there more than I haven't found 0 of Wave 2 Motu.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're flying off shelves. I mean, if the last few videos, the only reason I have any are because of good friends of mine that find them and
Yeah.
put them in weird places. So it's tough. I mean, I just found Prince Adams on Sled. Never saw him once at a Walmart, which is where that exclusive originally began for Wave 1, and now it's no longer, thankfully, exclusive to Walmart. So they're all over Targets now. It's just the distribution too is just extra wacky with everything going on.
Oh yeah. Well, the store owners, actual retail store owners, can order now too. Comic shops can order, toy stores can order. It's not limited to Target and Walmart anymore,
which is nice.
Yeah,
and we need that. I want to see that Target store exclusive sprawl, that footprint narrowed and continue to lessen. So that's extremely helpful for everybody, increases everybody's chances of getting things.
Sentri, we got another question here for you too. Any graded stuff yet?
I have some. I've never sent anything off to get graded. I plan to. I have some things that I plan to do that with. I have some like vintage Motu openers. I know that makes Gary cringe. But well, I actually got rid of some of my like mock stuff, and I have like beater cards that I'm gonna open for Motu. I'll probably send those to get graded, but I have a few graded vintage GI Joe. I have a Tell Trooper, and I've got Flint.
Wait, when you say vintage GI Joe, though, you mean
like
ours
original,
or real vintage?
No, original 3.5, 3 3/4 scale.
Oh, our generation ones.
Oh, ours, yes. Like Ron Rudat, original design GI Joes. Cool. I have a couple of those that are graded. I've never actually sent anything off.
I'll tell you, the GI Joe. Well, I should say the Joe, because that's how they refer to it. That fan base, that group, they are strong. There are a lot of GI Joe collectors.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I learned too? I have a collection. I may go take a look at comics. But the guy is actually a big-time Hot Wheels dealer, diecast, and that has a huge market and fan base as well. And I had no idea.
Oh yeah, Hot Wheels is crazy, man. I dabble in a little of that. Really, only the Super Mario line. I think those are awesome. But now they have they have Star Wars stuff out. I'm like, I'm not getting into like that. That is it for diecast. But Hot Wheels is huge, man. And you have a lot of. CGC does not grade toys yet, bloop, but you never know. I mean, we're getting cards now, so
yeah. I asked Brittany from CGC, and she said no. She knows about, what is it, AFA?
Yeah, AFA. Yeah,
AFA. She knows about them and everything, but she said no.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah,
yeah. That's the thing. When there's money to be made, when you have a company that big,
we will. I would think so, for sure. I'm sure if you asked them about cards 5 years ago, they'd say no.
Exactly.
So
if the toy market continues to grow, which I can't see why it wouldn't, because they're putting out quality stuff out there, and the vintage stuff is starting to be dried up, and people like myself, I have a whole bunch of carded He-Man that I'm not moving.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not. So the more people like me and you that have this stuff that aren't selling it, it's going to start drying up. There's going to be more of a demand. The prices are going to go up. The graded stuff's going to go up.
Yep.
Don't be surprised if they get into it down the line.
Oh, I for sure. And I think too, since there's so much overlap, that Venn diagram is so real when it comes to all of this stuff. And I think when you start to get into even like with comics that become more out of reach, Silver Age comics that over the past 4 or 5 years that we've seen blow up for various different reasons. And those same people that also like toys and everything that are just like, well, I don't want to pay, I don't want to lean my house to get an FF5, but I do like He-Man, and I wouldn't mind like I wouldn't mind an original He-Man #1 based on the Mattel figures in 9/8 with a graded He-Man toy or mock. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're always going to see those shifts based on money, shifts in pricing and change. So so I think I definitely think there's a huge market for that now, and that's only going to continue to grow as a lot of these other things just become so even more outrageously priced and hard to obtain. So,
Dude, I have, I go to buy collections and some people have toys or whatnot. One dude threw in, now I spent a lot of money. He threw in a Battle Armor He-Man carded.
oh no way, dude! Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
it's beat. It's beat.
I do. Battle Armor He-Man is my. That could be arguably that the play toy mechanism on the gimmick on that
Yeah.
is so awesome, dude. The exploding armor stuff is that's so cool. Not that you're taking that off. Well, if it's beat up, I don't know. Maybe take it
It's
off.
carded. I am not opening it. Stop it. No way.
Rip
That's
it
what we
open with
did.
your teeth.
So let me show you something I picked up.
Yeah, let me see it. Oh, I have to. I don't mean to cut you off because I know we're about to get into this stuff, but did you? So I know you're going after the TMNT original 10, right?
Yeah.
Are you going after? Are you going after like the soft heads, like the original?
Honestly, I don't care as long as it's carded and unpunched. And I almost feel like because the soft heads are the originals, right?
The original, yeah.
So, and I preach this on my channel, and I'm sure you've heard me say it, and I know you're a comic collector as well, so you do this. Just get into it, right? Just get.
Yep.
For instance, if you want to buy, like you said, an AF-15, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a 3.0. Get your 0.5.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
yep.
That's probably a bad example because you're still talking $8,000+. Whatever.
Yeah.
So with the turtles, I don't mind getting an unpunched hard head.
Yeah.
Carded.
No, I don't. I wouldn't
get
mind
in.
that. Yeah.
Just to get in the market. So.
And it gives you something to strive for, something to sort of just goals, longer term goals. It's like you have this now, which is awesome. You could totally be happy with that and never get anything, never even upgrade. That's what you want to call it. But something. There's always something to chase with this stuff. So.
Oh, always. Every time I think I'm done, I'm like, all right, and then something else comes out. Like I said, I was done with statues, and then. I just bought the 3rd scale Joker that's coming out, and I'm like, no, I'm done. Now I'm definitely done. And then the Fabric Batman, you see that one?
Oh, yeah, I know. That's awesome too. That cape
is
crazy on that. Yeah.
What?
That cape is crazy on that.
It is, but it's not it's hard cast.
I know. I love it.
Yep.
So
all right. So check this out. I hit up, and I know you've gone up to Imperial Castle in Pauling.
Imperial? No.
You haven't been up there?
No.
Oh,
well, I know we've talked about that. I have not. No, I have not.
It's probably
Thanks for reminding me. I need to go there. Yeah.
Jay's got a question for you. We were talking about this before we came on.
Yes, Butch, I do. I just, we were just talking about this. I've just really narrowed the focus, and obviously, in this sketchball setup right now, I can't open any and show any on the channel, but I'm just sticking to quarter scale, Cosmic Verse, Marvel, Spidey villains, and sci-fi fantasy stuff. Because XM is actually coming out with a Dungeons and Dragons line, and that's oh shit, what's up, geek? What's up, Mike? So they're coming out with a Dungeons and Dragons line, which I can't wait to see what that's going to be like. XM, I think, is the perfect company for that. So that's pretty much it. Sci-fi, fantasy, Lord of the Rings stuff too. Sci-fi, fantasy, Cosmic Verse, Marvel, and Spidey villains is what.
Dude, I just popped on Instagram because I was gonna throw a picture of this on to let everyone know we're live right now, and the first thing I freaking see is this guy. You shouldn't grab me one of these. Come on, we got to get on the same page here.
I did grab more than one. There's a lot. It's Personal Shopper USA, and it's I try to make my friends happy, as many as I can.
I'm your friend.
I know. I try to make you happy.
I'm gonna get this on Instagram. So
That was off a tip too. I mean, like that's just there are a lot of really good people in this community, and
that I
unfortunately,
was gonna ask you that is the because you're in both. Let's be honest. You're in the toy community. You're in the comic community. Is the toy community as helpful and friendly and strong as the comic?
I think it's different. I do think it's different. There are awesome people in the toy community, but I think the dynamic is different than the comic community. I think the comic community, at least like as far as YouTube goes, to be perfectly honest, I think like the comic community probably does the mutual promotion and shows like outwardly shows more support in that sense. The toy guys just kind of keep to themselves, and like it's like I've you know just through channels and talking. I've some Mike right there, OG Geek, MCE, Seth, what's popping, a couple of other guys that are legitimately like my friends now, are awesome guys that we've just met through the community. But like I don't think that you see, and you're starting to see it more now, but I don't think you see as many like collaborations and everything as you normally do with the. It's just different. I wouldn't say it's like better or worse. It's just different.
All right, let's go back to New York Comic Con 2019.
Oh baby,
You had a look in your eye.
I did.
You were there on a mission.
I was by myself the whole time. I don't know.
You were
everyone was
by
downstairs.
yourself the whole time. So
You were at your booth. I don't know. Butch and everyone was downstairs. I didn't even see Jem once because he was downstairs the whole time. I saw those vintage card backs from across the room, and I was like, "F it." I
this
am
guy
knocking people over. I need to get to this place.
So let me set the scenario up. So
Yeah.
I'm in my booth. It's probably either me or my cousin. Did I have my cousin or my boy Alan? Was it Spanish?
I think it was your boy Alan.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he was with me, and he was with me. My cousin Max came later because I know I showed him all your stuff.
Oh, did he? I don't know that I was there. Yeah, I mean, I was in and out of that booth.
You were, yeah, because you told me to go back and check because he had more stuff, just nothing I wanted.
Yeah,
and that was before I really jumped in. Now I'm in. Both feet, I'm in. So Sentry. Well, before I tell everyone what you got, were you there specifically for that? Like, what was the goal?
No, the goal was they had some con exclusives, like Super 7 had some stuff I wanted to pick up. I don't typically love buying things at cons based on that beautiful con markup, but you never know. And that's why I love going to con. I mean, I love going to cons for a lot of different reasons, mostly just to socialize, maybe get something signed. Got some original artwork done by one of my favorite artists, Roland Boski, who's probably one of my favorite Marvel artists. He was on the big Jason Aaron run with Ghost Rider. I love his artwork when it comes to Ghost Rider, especially. So I had a piece done from him. And it was just kind of like, I always had in the back of my mind at that point, I was not going after, actively seeking out vintage turtles. So I'm like, man, I would love to get like a general trag. Maybe if I ever found certain figures on card that looked good for the right price, I'd pick them up, but not actively seeking them out. It just so happened to be I was over at Super 7 finishing up there, and I'm walking across the showroom, and from across the room, I can't miss those card backs, just a wall of them. And I was like, crap. Like, I know this is not going to be good. I already had in my mind, like, this is bad. So,
but you had to go look at what they had.
Oh, I did, and I did, and they had a lot of really good stuff. The shop owner, super duper cool guy, and that was like right on the cusp of like retro stuff blowing up, Turtles specifically.
This is October 2019.
Yep, and I wound up picking up a whole slew of stuff, and I'm talking like Shredder was like, I had, and they're all like mint on cards. Some of them were unpunched. Actually, a lot of them were unpunched. It came from an uncirculated ex Toys R Us employees collection, is what I'm told. And I mean, the figure, you saw some of them, like it looks it. So, but he gave it to me for like,
look, that's Arrow.
Oh shit! What's up, man?
Another guy in our group chat.
Another awesome
group of guys.
What's up, Rock?
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, at the time, like they were starting to get a little pricey, but this dude was like, I was like, well, he's like, which ones do you like? And I'm just like,
all of them,
those. And he's like, well, I'll give you a bulk discount, and I'll also give you 10% anyway. And I was like, okay. So like, I would probably say on average, and I had like undercover Don, which is not cheap. Even then, it wasn't cheap. Shredder.
Original 10.
Couple original 10s, no bebop and rock, but a couple original 10s. General Trag was one of my favorites. So many. I mean, Baxter. Yeah, dude. What's that?
You want to move him?
No, thank you.
This
but
dude
I probably
rolled
got
up to
them
me
for like 40. I think like maybe 40. No joke, 45 to maybe $50 on average a piece for all of those right now. Which then they're probably triple, quadruple. In the condition I have them in, I would easily triple right now in price.
This dude came up to my booth with a garbage bag, handed it to me because it's still in the middle of New York Comic Con. You can't be walking around with this. Handed it to me to keep it at my booth. A garbage bag. He's like, yo, look what's inside of there. I was like, oh my God. One after another, hit after hit after hit.
And then I went back for round 2 and I was like, do you have any extra room back here for another?
Yeah, I had a ton of your stuff back there.
Yeah.
And you and I are probably in the same boat. When it comes to turtles, so I for me personally, collecting He-Man and Turtles, I'm on different wavelengths. For Turtles, I want the original 10s and maybe Wave 2, because Wave 2 is really good.
Fire. Yep.
Really good. But then I'm probably done.
Yeah.
I don't need the giraffe playing basketball or whatever. All those are hard and expensive to get. And I don't want them.
Yeah, agreed. I'm right there with you on that.
Probably the first 2 waves, right? Wave 2 had Krang, Casey Jones, Rat King.
Yep, Rat King is another
Usagi.
One. Yep.
So wave 1 and 2, I'm good.
Yep, same.
He-Man, if it's on a card,
I know. All of it, it's hard, and plus all of the vehicles and everything. Well, really for both, all the vehicles. It's tough, man. I that I'm an opener, but like with the vintage stuff, certain things I like to keep on card, and I'm just going to keep those. They're going to play the background of it's going to be a mix of like modern and vintage things. I found some old vintage like Motu case months ago with Joe, randomly at this place in the Galleria Mall over here by us. And it's like the original carrying case, like Motu carrying case.
I have one of those with the plastic inserts.
Yep.
Somebody gave it to me.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I found $20 cash. Really, really like good. I'm crazy with condition too, and like excellent condition. So I'm gonna probably display some like original Motus in there. So I have some ideas with like what I want to do, but some of that stuff looks great in box. Some of that stuff is just so hard to keep. I would love to get like loose vehicles for TMNT. Motu as well.
You know what? I want a sewer. I had the sewer as a kid, and I used to throw the pieces across the room because I couldn't put it together. I couldn't. Now as an adult, I would like it, and I'd like to put it together and see how it is. Chinmo has an unpunched Casey Jones. I love it. I love it.
Oh, me too, man. That's awesome, dude.
So here, you want to see what I have here?
Yeah, let's see. Yes.
You literally have a basement full of stuff. Do you know where your turtles are right now?
I do, actually. I do.
Are they accessible? Can you show? Is that wrong? Can you show one?
I can. No, let me see if I can. Let me go swim through this one. I'm like knocking over shit. Yeah. Let me go check. All
right, I'm gonna get into the chat, guys. CLG, what's going on, man? Bloop to poop. This guy had so many unpunched turtles. It's crazy. We got 100 in here, guys, and thank all of you for being here. If you're into toys, this is the guy. And if you're a fan of the channel, I've been dabbling in it big time. And I got a couple things. You've definitely seen one of these. Oilers Workshop wants to make me a sewer. I just want the sewer, the one for the Playmates one. Just the regular one. I don't have room for that kind of big stuff. Oh, okay. Cool. I don't know. I can't put anything big in here. I'm running out of room in my room, and I swear, guys, because I know we've talked about this too. I do want to get a room tour video, another one, because I did one just over a year ago, I believe. But I'm waiting on one statue before I do the room tour, and I do have stuff at CGC for Eastman to sign, so I'd like to do that. I have gotten the new NECA Krang. I'm missing a few. I'm missing the Casey Jones one. For the new NECAs. I'm missing the Casey Jones pair. I think he's with a foot soldier. And I think I'm missing the big general, the solo one. I have Krang. I have Metalhead. Sentri will know. That's it. It's still in the bag. A garbage bag of turtles. Is that the original bag?
Gary tells no lies. The infamous garbage bag. Yes.
It's still.
You have had your mitts on this garbage bag.
I have. I'd have my Dick Skinners in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is. I mean, and they all came in cases. Obviously, this is also another one of my favorites. I'm so happy to have like this one unpunched, too. He is one of my favorites. Pete's face.
Oh yeah, you were excited about that one.
Oh, dude, super excited. I love this figure. And even like even the character in the cartoons is funny.
Benjamin Cross, yes, the auction is this Friday night, 7:00. We will not be auctioning off toys, but the comics, yes. Look at this stuff, guys. If you're into
unpunched,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so that price is $74.99 with like a 30% discount, basically.
Now that's the second ones that came out. That's not wave 1.
This one is. Yeah, no, this is wave 1. The one, but there's a variant. Yeah, there's a variant with these two. Some of them, this one doesn't have it, so you could join like they had it where you can join like the Turtle fan club or whatever.
Yeah.
So like you see like where they have like the weapon rack and stuff. Like there would normally be like a little pamphlet there. So that's like a variant that people that's also sought after. It's really just there's so many different like error cards too with these. I really love the art. This is
the old school,
my favorite card back ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, so, I'm looking at the He-Man and they're basically all the same. The turtle ones were like individualized. Like each turtle, each character had their own back.
Let's see if I can get this one up. Undercover Don.
I remember him.
Yeah. Crap.
What year were these released?
The originals were like 80, 87, 88 or something like that. 87, 88, yeah.
88, yeah.
So those are when the soft heads came out, and then like Playmates had, QC was just like I guess they had QC issues, so that's when they changed over to plastic.
Dave in the Cave from 3 Men in a Basement. If I got into toys, I'd need another house.
True.
Oh, here, Steve Rogers. You're right. What does the term unpunched mean? Go ahead, Sentry.
Unpunched is here. Let me move this thing over here. So unpunched just means you see this at the top where the card is normally would go on the peg, right there.
Yep.
So that's unpunched. When it's punched, it looks like this at the top. So you could just hang it on a peg and sell it for $4.99 back in 1991. Speaking of which, I found like this random. It was suggested to me, obviously on YouTube. It's just raw footage of like a Toys R Us in New York City, 1991.
Oh,
amazing! And it was like pallets of Technodromes just sitting on the floor.
I never had the Technodrome
or
the party wagon. I had the blimp. I had the pizza thrower. I had the sewer.
Yep.
Never had those. I had more. I think I had more GI Joe and He-Man vehicles than anything.
It's Wingnut.
Oh yeah, Wingnut. That's wave 3.
Yeah. Yep. Still, and then just like it doesn't get like this line never cooled off. Well, I guess towards the end it did, but even towards the end, you had like a limited. Now you have like Scratch the Cat and Hotspot, which are super sought after Grails mostly because they're so limited, and those were made towards the end, but like those are literally going for thousands of dollars loose on Sleaze Bay. Yeah.
Unpunched. What's the comic equivalent? Digital code sticker still attached. I don't know there's probably no equivalent to an unpunched toy to a comic book.
9.8, sort of. But well, it would have to be unpunched and perfectly great, like no veining, no
Yeah.
And then this, yep.
Oh God, I had him.
Yeah.
Toka.
Yep, and I have Razar actually loose. I won him loose. But these are some of them. I have a couple more, but yeah, it's
you're not opening any of those, are you?
No, these are not. No, I'm not going to open it. I love these. I love these on card. I really do. These I really, really, really like on card. And now we have Super 7 coming out with them, or they're out now in 7-inch form. These are obviously 5.5-inch, the originals. So very cool, man. I mean, this was easily my best New York Comic Con score. Got to share that with you all day. that day, and I was literally by myself. Oh, JC Comics is the place. You can find them online. I think they're in Jersey. Super awesome dude, the owner. I have Shredder somewhere. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is.
Shredder was the one. That was the man in there. That was the one.
Yeah, I think he was like $70 or something like that.
Oh,
Something ridiculous. Yeah. I think he was punched, but yeah, still.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Still
no, I know.
carded.
No, I know. For sure.
So let me show you something now.
Let me see.
I got two things. One, everybody has seen before if you watch my videos. I'll show it to you anyway. So you guys talked about graded toys. So I have a graded Donnie.
Yes.
Original. Here's the 10 back. That's what that means. You see how many characters are on the back? 10 characters. This is a plastic head. So this is not super original.
It's original though.
It's original, but it's not day one. How's that?
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's not a first print.
Pretty awesome though.
Yeah. So, and that graded at a 70, and I don't even know how the hell these things grade, and I don't care. But I just wanted them carded, unpunched. You could see up here. And I was super excited to pick this out. Pick that up.
So good.
Actually, you know what's funny? I saw it on eBay. The guy's name looked super recognizable. It's a store out in Ohio, I think. Mike's Vintage Toys. I found him on Instagram and messaged him that way. He took a ton of money off, so he didn't have to sell it on eBay.
That's really he sells some really good stuff. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, you know him, Mike's Vintage Toys.
Yeah.
He's got the sewer.
He's got a lot of good stuff.
And then this is what I picked up, and I'm not. I enjoy it. It's not as good as the turtle, but I picked this up from Imperial Castle up in Pauling.
Ooh, let me see. I have to get
her up.
Ooh, wow, Imperial Castle.
Look, original 10 back.
Yeah, wow.
So there's an error with her, isn't there?
I don't actually. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. If there's an error with her, there's so many with this line. Like it's hard to keep track of.
We're at 2 of 10. I mean, it's a little yellowed.
It's okay.
You can kind of tell, but
with the original 10, you really it's hard to be overly. That displays really well. So I don't, and it's part of the original 10. I think you have to be happy with that.
I am.
Yeah.
You know what I paid?
How much? I'm curious. Yeah, no. How much?
$35
for April.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. They had another one, and then they had April. The other April was punched, and then they had a second April. It was like the jungle one.
Oh yeah.
Like jungle attire. I don't want that.
Yeah. No.
So that's all I have for toys, and then I have all my He-Man stuff. And actually, I was talking to Zombie Sailor today. He had a tongue lasher. Is that what it?
Yeah. He had tongue lasher. He's got still, I think, Motu left over. I think that was probably it though. His king hits are gone. So I think it's just tongue lasher. He's had it.
He wanted 2.25 for it, which was fine, but it was almost too yellowed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all my He-Man are really good shape, carded. So like you almost stick out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason to not. I mean, be picky with that stuff. So
yeah.
That's good stuff right there. That's really good stuff. Man, I gotta check out Imperial Castle, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, let them know I sent you up there.
I will. I'm definitely going to check that out. That'll be something different too.
Yeah, writing teacher. Our hobbies are so similar. Way easy for comic book and toy collectors to band together. This is just the beginning. Oh God, everything, they all overlap.
Yeah, they all overlap. I mean, even like when you talk about even with pricing of things, it's like a lot of value kind of leads with toys. You see a toy line out, then suddenly we're talking about movie announcements, and then comics start to move. So a lot of this stuff always, it's like value wise, this stuff usually leads with toys. So we see like the original Mattel we see Motu Origins, which is literally the original 80s Mattel cat molds updated with modern articulation, which is amazing. So we're seeing that now, right? And there are rumblings of shows and movies. So with Masters of the Universe. So it's like, and this was announced last year with Motu, and Motu starting to
It's blowing up now.
blow up again. Yeah. So
We got a super chat from Dragon saying slots. Do you collect Marvel Legends? Can I see a video?
I do collect Marvel Legends. Yes, I do. I'm not an MCU guy. I'm a comic accurate Marvel collector when it comes to everything, statues, figures. So yeah, but I do, and it's a ton of that is on my channel. So yes, the answer is yes.
So let me ask you this, because I kind of feel
That's right, guy. You never ever leave a match behind. You just don't. You just do not.
So
that is the number.
When you get everything in your basement set, and are you going to be putting? And I already know the answer to this, but are you going to start putting out videos like, all right, here's my Motu collection. Boom. Look, check it all out. Here's my GI Joes. Here's my Turtles. Here's my WWE. Here's right. Are you going to start pumping stuff out like that as well as your hunt videos?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm thinking about different ways to go about that. I mean, I have a lot of this stuff is still boxed up, so I mean, I'm going to have and I also collect Star Wars Hot Toys as well. So when I have a ton of those that I need to, I'm going to do a video where I just do one huge Hot Toys unboxing. Not going to unbox everything as far as take them out of the shipper, show you what I have, and then show you how they look displayed and stuff. So, and then eventually just get into reviews for anything that I buy subsequent to that video, and probably do that with all the other themes that I have, and just start showing you my collection in block videos like that. And I kind of I like doing, showing what I have and unboxing it. But then I think towards the end of the video, I also want to show how I'm displaying it, or at least my ideas for that. That's just something I like to talk about. So, and a lot of I think reviews too, even for figures, are going to have heavy statue influence. Like for me, paint and sculpt, even on figures, matters to me more than articulation.
Oh, you reference that a lot in your videos. I like the sculpt on this head. Look how accurate it is. I don't like the detail on this one. This one looks detailed. And what's cool is, guys, if you're not subbed up to Sentri and you're into toys, you should, because you don't just go into a Walmart and look for what you're looking for. You dabble. You start, because not everybody is into the same thing you are, but you're showing, here's what they have. Look at this. The detail's not that great. And you put it back on the peg, but you're showing stuff. It's not just, let me go get my DC toys and get out of here. No, it's
it's the whole process. I enjoy the whole process, and I'm honest. I'm honest with what I see. There are a lot of things that I like, and there are things that I nitpick at, and don't get me started on Hasbro. But even with Marvel Legends, for example, Punisher on bike is it's arguably my most sought after Marvel Legends figure of last year, of 2020. Never found it in stores. But when I got a hold of that, I mean, the figure itself, Olivetti head portrait, perfect. Amazing. The figure itself, awesome. But typical Hasbro does it 90%, 95%. You get a bat. You get a Kill Crew helmet, which looks great. You get a bat that doesn't look like it was used in a baseball game, never mind in a fight. So no weathering on a bat, no detail, no nothing. I know you can't. You have to. It's kids, and you have to just try to accommodate everybody. But there's no McFarlane. At least will give you that detail on stuff like accessories and weapons. And to me, that's the extra mile. Same price point. You have a bike that is all one color. So that's the stuff that drives me nuts.
What do you think about?
Awesome.
Well, let me ask you this then. What do you think about the Cosmic Ghost Rider?
I thought that was great. That's a great figure. Great everything. I love that. I
liked it too. Yeah, I think I found one for Jay. Just good time. And when I found all those Red Hulks, remember, I think I called you hey, you still looking for this? Or I text you, or
yeah.
But we got another $2 super chat from Dragon saying slots for $500. What graded comic can I get?
A lot.
Depends what grade, what cat.
$500. Probably get a good New Mutants 87 right now while it's low.
Oh yeah, probably in a 9.8.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. I picked one up again over a year ago for off of Greg Reese for $340, $350
in a 9.8.
9.8 white pages. Yes.
I think that book is better than the Deadpool book.
Dude, I don't care about the Deadpool personally. I love Cable anyway. I love that book. I
Yeah.
love that cover. And I love that character. So, but that was like 4 or 5 years ago. That book was like over $1,000, 9.8.
Yeah.
So, and even a year ago too, like ASM 129, there were some good books at really good value. I Am 55. I picked up a lot of those books again because they were just priced really well in some of my favorite, Bronze Age keys. So, but yeah, anyway.
Here's a question for you. What do you think about the collectors restoring the original WWF figures? Is he talking about the rubber joints?
The WWF, the Hasbro's,
I don't know.
I also collect those too. LJN or Hasbro's or both.
Emerald Knight, please be more specific.
But
I have not. Now, are you doing? Let's swing back to comics. Are you doing much reading right now? Because I have not read Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. I have heard nothing but great things about Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. You reading anything these days?
Oh, me. No, you know what? It's funny. Like I will go back and read. Like I'll just go back and read right now. I'm not reading anything modern. I started to get into Dark Knight Metal, and then it's time kind of plays a factor into things. But I go back and read a lot of like the original runs of things that I like. I'll read like Wolverine's first solo appearance, that whole love story miniseries. I love to just go back and read. I like that. Those books I love the cliffhangers at the end of those stories like that are definitely dated, but I enjoy them. Original Kirby Stan X-Men run. Because I get to read characters you don't see, like Vanisher. We don't see that. That doesn't get talked. He doesn't get talked. I like that stuff. So I am more of a vintage guy. I'm not into the spec game, and there's some things like some modern books that I like now that I have on my list. I have some Last Ronin books that I need to read that I have here that I want to, just haven't had time to do it.
Did you get mine? My cover?
No.
All right.
No, I didn't.
I may have one left if you want it.
Yeah, I do. I have Toy Wiz's variant, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody gave me it. A buddy of mine picked it up and gave it to me for one of mine. So because he wanted that, I was like, yeah, that's fine. What do you think of the trend in toy collectors opening toys now? You're talking. We're both split on this. I get yelled at a lot for not letting them breathe. So I'm going to answer first.
Go.
I do not open my toys.
Really? I didn't know that. Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, nothing. No way. I'm like the dude from 40-Year-Old Version, man. I'm like Steve Carell. I do not open anything. Now, if I have two of them, I'll open one. Like I had a lot of the He-Man Wave 1s because I wanted my daughter to play with them.
Yeah.
So we opened a whole wave, and I kept a wave for myself. But I don't open them. So now go ahead. You answer.
Well, I do open them. It's really circumstantial, for me and with me. So it depends. It depends on the condition of the card back. It depends on the line. Depends on how much I really love that line or specific character or whatever. So it just depends. I mean, there's, like I said, like something like this.
Oh, don't you dare!
No, I'm not. And it also, I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's your collection. You do whatever you want to do with it. Even if you do open, a mock vintage figure, you can still, vault that up in some acrylic case, get it graded, and it'll come back in an acrylic case, and you can display it like that. I know, Gary, you and I have talked about that. I'm just like, I'm gonna open this thing, and I'm just gonna put it in the case. And because I personally like a lot of these vintage figures, not only just on card, but I like mint on card figures loose in acrylic cases. I like the look of that. Again, kind of going back to like the statuesque, sort of look and feel to things. These figures, the older ones, don't have articulation and everything. I love it. I love the scale, the artwork on them. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. All of my WF Hasbro's that I bought for like dirt cheap, those are all going to get opened on the channel. I have a early on video where I just go through a bin of all my WWF Hasbro's. A lot of them I bought from Zombie when he was just giving them away. He was so ahead of that retro curve 5-10 years ago. It's crazy.
Here we got hold on one sec. We got a $2 super chat. Let's transition to this because you and I talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Dragon Saiyan slots. I binged watched WandaVision today. When is the next one? They come out Fridays. And then we do on this channel, me, Jem, and 2/3 of the Pressable Defects. We should get Guy on there too. We break these episodes down Saturday nights at 9:00 Eastern, and we'll be doing that Saturday. You and I talked real quick. You've only watched one episode.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this other than I wasn't really engaged. And I think my concern for the show after one episode is like the audience, because you have a lot of references from older TV shows that I don't think young kids are going to connect or understand at all. So that would kind of be my, amongst some other things, like that would be my most noteworthy thing. Like, what are you looking to capture here? So, but again, I only saw one episode, and but yeah, is it?
Yeah.
At the same time, there was probably, I mean, it did seem like there was room for a tone shift even after the end of the first episode. I don't know. I haven't gotten around to watching the rest of it. So, but you're liking it now? Are you like into it? Would you say you're into the show? Which is nothing wrong. I know I said that like judgmental, like very.
I'm into anything Marvel. I mean, is it great? No, but are they successful at what they're trying to accomplish right now? And I think they are. They wanted a 1950s black and white comedy. They wanted a 1960s black and white comedy. They wanted that 1970s. We're getting a ton of Easter eggs. We're getting a ton of hints. We're getting a ton of mystery behind what's going on. So, you know, they're doing what they set out to do. Yeah. But I think we're going to turn the corner at the very end of the next episode. I think that's going to be it for the ho-hum episodes. And I think the second half of the series is going to be fantastic. Like, great.
Okay. I mean, I will catch up so we can have a more in-depth conversation about this. But yeah, Double A, what's up, man? Yeah.
Double A's here.
Double A's.
Wait, what was I gonna? Here you go, Mr. Fantastic. I can't do it, OG. Part of it, I just love how the toys look in the original package.
I hear you. I mean, so do I. I just like them loose too. It just depends. If you can get like I've gotten some like Motu beater cards, like some just real beat up Motu cards, where the figures are perfect, but those card backs are just destroyed. Still pretty expensive. Paid a premium kind of for some of them, but not nearly as much. You know, that's probably triple. You get that in mock, and I'm gonna open those. So, and I actually like a lot of like the master stuff, even vintage stuff. I want to see those open personally. So
please don't. Writing teacher, we need the next Toys R Us, a company that can represent what Toys R Us stood for, but evolved, whatever that means. Toys, comics, cards, they had it all. They did.
Yep. I mean, absolutely. I mean, we live in the post-Toy Store era, and it's effed up. It's messed up.
Most of the people, I mean, there's 100 people here, you, me, the chat. I have to imagine we all remember pre and post Toys R Us. And I mean like toy stores as kids, KB and Toys R Us.
Oh my God.
You know, and now, like, I don't know, call it crazy, but I don't like walking into Target to go buy my toys.
It's not, I mean, it's definitely not the same. It's it's just what we're dealing with. And, based on that, I enjoy doing it, but I mean, I don't enjoy being in the post Toy Store era at all. The arbitrary store exclusives. I just like the craziness surrounding that too. We have everybody with a ton of different agendas going after these items. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's not. For us. I think for guys like us, when as kids, you're used to going into one store where it's one thing, which is toys. Here, it's like, cool, you have one or two toy aisles, and then like next to that is like frozen foods. It's kind of a buzzkill, or can be. And then you go in there, and it's like you don't find what you're looking for, or you ask an employee and nobody's helpful, and it's just definitely different than being greeted by this big friggin' giraffe and people all smiles that want to help you. You just like close your eyes, and any which aisle you go to, it's going to be fun. Not the same. So
going into Toys R Us as a kid, you are fully immersed in you're in it. And do you remember, man, going down the video game aisle with the tags, the slips, and then having to bring them up front?
Yep.
And
They
you
have
could
they have them in
play.
the showcase too. Like they had them in the showcase that you could just point and pick for
Yep.
$50, 49.99. I remember getting a Mike Tyson's Punch Out from a Service Merchandise over here. What a ripoff
Oh,
episode!
service merchandise.
But they had everything. They a classic markup store. But if KB, I'm like, you go walk into KB and it's like, oh, this dump doesn't have it again. Let's go down the block to Service Merchandise and pay $70 for it. Or I didn't at 8 years old, but and neither did my parents. They were just like, no. That was one though. That was one. The reason I remember getting that at Service Merchandise is because that's the only thing I think that my parents at Service Merchandise was like, okay, because I probably just did not shut up about that. It came in that black sleeve. I'll never forget it. Pulled it right out of that showcase like it was gold. And yeah, there's so many things that I vividly remember as a kid going into these stores, and it's not the same at all.
Jay Back. Well, Joe Bach. I know him, and he's 100% right. Going into Toys R Us as an adult was still awesome.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. I feel like around here they had a Toys R Us in White Plains that me and Joe talk about all the time. Like we just didn't take full advantage of that being there. We also didn't think it was going away, so we would go in there, and at the time it was like we were collecting Funkos too. So we were going in there for like certain Funko exclusives and everything, and just completely took advantage of that. I actually think there's one in the Garden State Mall, Toys R Us.
There is. I was there.
So I need to go there.
It's small.
It's okay.
It's small, but it's. Remember they used to set up those half-ass Toys R Us in the mall near Christmas time?
Yes.
It's not like that.
Okay, so it's just a smaller store.
It's just a small Toys R Us, and it's broke. And now, granted, this was like 2 years ago I went there, but it's broken down into sections.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all the Nerf stuff.
Yeah.
Here's this. So it's just small. But I remember as a kid going into Toys R Us, and no matter what, and this is going to sound hysterical, but no matter what, when I walked into Toys R Us, I instantly had to pee. Every single time.
They definitely didn't have. They definitely did not have public bathrooms, from what I remember.
Every time. And I'm trying to look at video games, and I have to pee, and I want to play video games, but I have to pee, and I just remember that feeling. I have to pee now.
Remember those big Lego sections too, which were so amazing. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I was like, before I like jumped back into comics, at least like slab collecting. I had a pretty big Lego, like mock Lego display. I love Lego, but
I did when I was little. Yep.
Something's gotta. When I was big. Yeah.
Same thing.
I like Lego Castle though, and that doesn't pay the bills for Lego. So, it's Star Wars and Harry Potter and Ninjago.
All those licensed. Oh God, yeah.
Licensed. That's it. The licensed stuff.
Dragon saying slots with another $2 super chat. I imagine X-Files 1 CGC graded at 9.8 would be valuable. I don't know. I would stick with the superhero stuff. You're trying to find a $500 book. I'd go with the first cable. You can probably hit it right there in a 9.8. First cable in a 9.8.
Probably. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I mean, especially now what it's priced at, I think you'd be very happy getting that at around $500 for a 9.8.
Do you remember walking into KB in the mall, and they always had the bins in the front, and the aisles were always tight? I always remember the aisles being tight.
Those big ass bins, yes, they were, and they're the one that. So they had an FAO Schwartz in the Westchester, a KB in the Galleria, and they also had a KB, which is now a Domino's on Central Avenue. And anytime I've gone into I went into Domino's over the summer one time, and I was like, I actually posted something on Instagram where like I found the storefront from the 90s, and then the current storefront, and just did like a pic collage of it, and I'm just like, other than like the fire escape that you can barely make out, spray painted, which is I think still the same. I'm weird. Like I'm fascinated by that stuff. I'm like, this is the same fire escape spray paint from like 1992. But like walking into that Domino's, I'm just like, I actually remember like walking into this place. I'm like, oh my God, man. Like I still remember where some things are in that store, because that's one of the stores that I used to go to. My parents would bring me to get like walking out of there thinking about all of the like this crap, walking out of there with this for like $3.50.
Yeah. You remember
all everything crazy.
You remember KB in Portchester in the corner of that plaza?
No, I don't. See, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't, Max. I don't think I ever went there. I think I mean, for me, growing up where I did. We never really. I mean, I'm close to Portchester, but we just never went. We just had a couple accessible here, and that's where my
Yep.
parents took
I
me.
know exactly where he's talking about. It was that plaza across from the hospital in Portchester. Caldors used to be there. There was 2 floors in Caldors.
Had one across from the hospital. Is that where that was?
Yeah, there was a Wendy's in that. I don't think it's a Wendy's anymore. Big plaza. I think a Modell's used to be there back just
Probably.
recently. But in the front right corner, you go. It was in the right corner, man. I know exactly where it was.
Yeah, no, I've never been to that one. No.
Yeah, it's sad. I remember too. I felt like, and granted, I was a kid, but I felt like the aisles in KB not only were tight, but they were from floor to ceiling. Like they went all the way to the top.
Yeah. They always had the dude with the ladder everywhere.
Tiny little aisles.
A lot of those the stores were never big. They, at least any of the KBs that I ever went to, none of them were big. None of them were big stores. Maybe you had a handful of aisles. That was it.
That was it. I don't even think there was 6 aisles. Maybe 6. Maybe.
And KB was right. And KB at the time too was definitely playing second fiddle to Toys R Us.
Oh yeah,
big time. Because you walk into Toys R Us, this big monstrosity of a store, and then it's like, oh, here's little KB, which had some. I mean, I would die for a KB toys.
Oh God, yeah. I read a good article way back when all this was going down. And, when the Toys R Us look, there's Jem showing up.
Yeah.
He's happy to see Sentry.
Yo, YouTubers, what is up? He'll appreciate that. And you know what I'm talking about, too. Our boy.
I remember reading articles about Toys R Us failing and reading it. And a lot of the stuff they wrote in this particular article made a lot of sense. And one thing that always stuck out was Toys R Us feeling more like a warehouse by the end than an actual experience. And it did.
Yeah.
Just not good.
Yep. Lifeless.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. It was just a warehouse of toys, which is still fun, but it didn't have that experience. It didn't have that. Maybe because by then we were older.
In our 30s. I don't know. It's hard to say. And it's also the things that, for me, what I was collecting or seeking out at the time going there, which were Funkos, and that section was always ransacked. Just this little credenza of some Funkos and a smattering of other random things. But because I wasn't, even at that time, I wasn't going to KB for Marvel Legends, and I was going to other places for that. So I was just going for toy exclusives, and even the Joe toy exclusives from 2011, 2012 that I would go to find at KB. It wasn't just you're going and there they are all nicely placed on the wall. They're just kind of, it's almost like a bigger Target now, just all toys.
Jem doesn't like the new toys. Sentry will disagree. Sentry, you like the new toys.
I like the new toys that are coming out that are based on the old toys. That's why I'm all in.
Yeah, that's true.
NECA kills it. NECA, even with the new stuff. Well, NECA is also for guys like us, adult.
Yeah, it is. Those aren't toys to play with necessarily.
People get that twisted sometimes. They're like, oh, the joints break and the stiff and that. If you know how to handle a NECA figure, you're good. And you cannot beat that price point for what you get. Especially
detailed.
Predator stuff is unmatched.
I'll tell you, the box art on the animated toys from NECA is really good.
It is. Yeah, their packaging is very nice too. Yep.
Do you have a Metalhead?
I do.
And Krang. I know you have Krang.
I am officially, as of today, all caught up. Needed that General Trag.
I need
Shout out to my buddy Ken Austria for that tip today.
I need General Trag. I need Casey Jones double pack.
You still need that?
Yeah. You know why? I got all 4 turtles.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't need any more. So then April and Casey Jones came out.
Yeah, I didn't. I actually just don't care about that too. I don't have that.
You don't have the April or those 2 double packs?
I don't have the April. I haven't seen the April either.
Well, I saw an April and I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll get it. And then the real good ones started rolling out. These recent ones. Yep. And I'm like, here we go again. I got a Metalhead for Christmas, the Leatherhead one for Christmas. I'm missing the big Solo General. Didn't one come by himself like Krang and Metalhead?
Android Krang just came out, obviously. Metalhead came out. That was a deluxe figure on its own. And that's it.
There's only 2 deluxe? There's not one more?
No, I think that's it. If you're unless you're there was Shredder, Super Shredder, but that was.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the movies.
He came out, but other than that, yeah, Kevin Nash Shredder, but
yeah, Kevin Nash.
I think that's yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it for deluxe. Yeah, before Android Krang, which is awesome. By the way, how awesome is
Yeah,
that?
it looks good.
Definitely do some bicep curls with him.
Yo, the NECA turtles got gem into the statues. My Raphael NECA broke. So now if you look up here, I only have Leo.
I had that whole quarter scale line, and I moved away from it to go with the 7-inch line, just because
I have those too. Those I do have.
I really like those. That Loot Crate Splinter I had to have, so I'm like, oh, I got that. The Token Razar. I wanted to see Token Razar in quarter scale, and I know Randy from NECA was like talking about it and teasing that like at this point, like 3 years ago, and I'm like, great, like I'm into this line. I can't wait to see that. And then we heard, and then Splinter too, and then nothing for like almost a year or so on the quarter scale front, and then suddenly we see pictures for all of that stuff in 7-inch. I'm like, damn it! And Token Razar looked amazing.
They
So I'm just
actually just came out in the book.
like, oh, did
They
they
just made
really?
their first appearance
Really?
this week in the
Really?
Turtles ongoing.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yep.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's
I picked it up. I didn't even open it to see them. Check them out. But
cool. I didn't know. That's interesting.
Splinter, here you go. The Splinter Baxter 2-pack is still on Target. I have that one.
Yeah, that one. I think. Well, I think what NECA is starting to see now, because people that I know that either like work at Target or even some employees that I just randomly talk to while I'm there have been like close to physical fights for the animated line and GI Joe Classified. Like people going there checking, going on their inventory checkers and saying, "Hey, it says you have 5 Fireflies and I don't see them. They have to be in the back." And guys are like, "I don't have these things and I don't have control over that." And like heated arguments over like, "You must have this and you won't go away either." Like scouring the store, just ridiculous. Like grown men doing this. So that's the other thing too. If there's one line that's at least just as sought after and insane to try and hunt down in stores, it's the Classified line for GI Joe.
People are lining up outside for those.
Yeah, and I don't. At first, I actually, and they're nice figures. I just, for me again, that's a line where like I need my GI Joes in vintage scale, 3 3/4. So I'm down with the vintage line. I need my vehicles too.
I'm gonna actually agree with you.
I don't. Oh, that's good
on that one. Yeah.
That's good.
Well, the GI Joes, they're really cool. The big ones, they're really cool.
They're not Joes to me though. Like they're not. They're
not
modernized.
They're new.
Yeah.
They're not they're not a vintage line.
No. So, but I do like the vintage line out now. The only gripe I have is you have Storm Shadow, which is a repack. See, the stuff that kills me is this: you have Storm Shadow 3 3/4 that's out now. It's on the original card back. Amazing. But
cool.
It's not the original figure.
Oh.
Like you're getting like the Toys R Us exclusive from like 2012, where he's got his like balloon suit on. It's like he doesn't have long sleeves, but in this he has like it's not the right figure. So it's like I don't know why they do that. That stuff is the stuff that kills me. Like you do Kenner Classics Ghostbusters perfectly. Like why can't you do that with vintage Joes? Like it's
I
the same.
You got your Stay Puff, huh? There he is.
There you have it. Yes. But and the cool thing about that line too is now that's like something done, in my opinion, completely correct. You have the original line, the original molds. Hasbro's not messing around with it, and released in the original order. We're getting like the original Wave 1 from like '86. We just got that now, so Wave 2 should follow that. So we should be getting a lot of Ghosts next.
We got another super chat. Hold on, I'm sorry. From Dragon saying slots again. What do you think about my Web of Spider-Man 29 and a 9.0?
Sweet.
There you go. You heard it from the man himself. Let me there was just you were just talking. Oh, did you see that there, and we got to get out of here because we're already over an hour. But did you see that they're pumping out now the original Turtles in 2 separate sets?
For which one are we talking? Oh, we're talking about animated because they're repackaging.
No, like legit the original 10 backs.
Oh, Playmates. Yeah, Playmates. Yes.
Yeah, with 2 separate sets. I think one's $90, one's 80.
But they just released the 4-pack a year ago. Playmates.
See, the thing is, if I bought those are the ones I'd open. But I have an original 4 open already.
Yeah, like, don't fall prey to the cash grab stuff. They just. Ooh, good question. Good
There,
question.
Dave in the Cave with the $5 super chat. Gary and Sentry, what is your Grail toy attainable to get from a cost perspective? Well, an original He-Man graded, that's like thousands.
Yeah. Well,
Carded.
yes, it
Or
is.
Skeletor.
But that's, to me, it's like, this year, do I buy a statue or do I buy that? And those for me, like those are like, and that's what it would most likely that's what it would be for me, an original He-Man. But something to keep on card, original He-Man, original Skeletor from 80s Mattel. And that's like that I would never touch. And I feel like that would look amazing on card. Just those two things on card.
Oh, side by side?
And then right. And then and that's why I let go of some of my other mock carded Motu stuff, because I was like, man, I want those on card. I want that to be the centerpiece of my collection. And the rest I'm just gonna get in like crappy card condition so I can pay a little less and then open them and put them like around it in some sort of way. So but those two, I mean, without question.
Yeah. That's the thing. You could, if you picked He-Man for your one Grail, you got to go get Skeletor. If you pick Skeletor, you have to have He-Man. So that's a tough question.
Have to.
Damn it, Dave.
I would say they're kind of like it's a package deal,
right?
An expensive package deal.
10 grand right there for those two toys, right? It's got to be.
It depends. I mean, if you could definitely find it less, but or even like a Battle Armor original He-Man would be awesome too. I would love that.
One right there. You want to see it?
I actually would like to see that.
All right,
I didn't know you had that. I did not know you had that
until it's beat. The card is.
Whatever. I mean, like that's hard to. That's awesome.
Here it comes. Hold on. This. There she is.
Wow, dude, that's good. That's. I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's that's nice. That displays really nicely.
Right. Yeah, I love him. I wouldn't open it. I'm not opening this guy. You can't come over here either because you're gonna try to open him.
Yeah, don't let me near that. That's screaming. Look at that crease.
Yeah, you see the crease?
Oh man, that's just a little more, and it's just a little.
Nah, no way, no way.
Very nice though, man. Very, very nice.
Right here. Can't do that. Yeah, I would go He-Man and Skeletor for my Grails toy-wise because the turtles are super obtainable, carded, unpunched, graded. They're like a couple $100 each, I think.
Yeah, you can get those. Those are super attainable. I agree that for me, or a 1A, 1B with original Thundercats, Lion-O, and Mumra. So that would be
hard to find.
That would be my other pair. Those are harder to. I think those are harder. Those are harder to find.
I've never seen. Granted, I don't go to toy shows, and when I'm at conventions, I don't necessarily look for this, but I've never seen a Thundercats carded.
You don't see them. It's hard to find them loose in decent condition. So and complete. So
they're slightly an obscure size too. I feel like they're big.
Yeah, well, they're LJN, I believe. So and LJN is usually, I mean, they are bigger scaled figures. So LJN, which also made all the WWF.
Oh yeah,
figures from back in the day before Ron Ruette and Hasbro.
Guys.
Hasbro's, yeah.
Dragon saying slots with the $1.49 super sticker. Thank you so much. But we got to get out of here, dude. We've been chatting an hour and pushing an hour and 15.
I didn't even. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize that.
But guys, again, go follow Sentry, the Mad Collector. Here's his channel. Sub him up, especially if you're into toys. And it's not just modern stuff. We're talking vintage. And what's going to be cool is, are you going to kind of vlog the process too of this room coming together?
Yes. So that was, I mean, one of the reasons I started my channel when I did at the time, which was almost, 8-9 months ago. Just moved into this new house, and I said, I'll start a couple of toy hunts and just at least like introduce myself to the community through the YouTube platform. There are a lot of things that I collect, and I have a chance to document this whole process from start to finish. And it would be cool even for me to just go back and look and watch and see this stuff as it develops. So yes, so I will be documenting this process that is hopefully starting very soon, and all the way up until we're in the room. So it should be cool. Should be fun.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm gonna be watching along with it though, because I like the vlog style hunts that you do, and I can't wait to watch this process
Thank you,
because
buddy.
I'm a toy guy. We're all
No,
kind of toy guys, I think,
you've
right?
you've got some. Yeah, how can you not be? You know, it's whether you collect comics, you collect cards, it's like everyone has an action figure or some sort of love for it, connection to it in some sort of way. You know, so
Oh, the Rangers lost tonight.
did they? Yeah.
And it's all linked too, and we do have to get out of here. It's all linked. Like you still have your books, you still have your statues, you have your toys. They're all
It's and there are so many different iterations and phases of like for all of us as collectors, I think that everyone goes through that and then like the ebb and flow of things. You know, I moved away from slab collecting when I felt like it was becoming less of my collection and what a lot of other people were looking. You know, it's like I started to feel like I was getting caught up in that, and I was like, I need to just liquidate, get out for now, take a step back, do my reading with the books that I like that nobody cares about, and and just leave that alone for a little bit. Now, like I'm going back and collecting slabs, and I'm enjoying it. Some books that I'm picking back up, much smart. Like I had a lot of signature series stuff, which is definitely harder to move as well. It can be, even though it was real. I mean, you remember that Hulk 181 I had that 9. I don't know if you remember that, but
I
the
think I
spine
do.
roll was hideous, but it was signed and sketched by Trim.
Oh,
So like it was like 5 times signed. It was written in a 9.0 at the time. Really, like that's a book that would be nice to have now. But like now I like Blue Label stuff, nice and clean. It makes sense to me. The pricing makes sense to me. I'm going after like more monster books, like other things that I like, not just certain keys that I'm buying back at a better price and mid grade. I don't need everything. Like they're just you become a smarter collector. Or at least you hope that's the
yeah.
hope.
And you
And so
streamline and you just
yeah,
focus on a couple things at once instead of everything. And
exactly. Certain
I
things are
mean,
meant to accent a collection. Other
oh
things are
yeah,
meant to centerpiece your collection based on what you like. So,
yeah.
and
And
nobody should
everyone's collection's different. Don't listen to anybody else. You do what you want to do with it. And it's really, and that's what's great about too, our hobbies, how they're so interchangeable and they all go together is there's also so many avenues you can take.
yeah,
I mean, just in our conversation alone, I'm not opening a toy. You're opening these toys.
yeah,
You're focused on how many different lines. So this line you're not going to open, but this one you are going to open.
yeah,
These you might get graded. These you aren't going to get graded. So it's the same thing for toys, just like comics, whether you just read omnibus, hardcovers, trades, slabbed, unslabbed, signed, unsigned. There's a million different things, a million
exactly.
different ways.
Exactly. Everyone's got their own personal preference and style. At least you hope so. The one thing that you should never do, as I would never say, don't do anything as a collector, but don't copy people and do things that are trendy just for the sake of that. It's like, and I think that can be easy to fall into sometimes. Like, just collect what you enjoy
Yeah,
and what you can afford,
that's
and
important.
leave it at that. So it's because as great as the community is, I think it's very easy to get sucked into a lot of these things. And before you know it, like you wake up one day and it's like, is this even my collect? Like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah,
So you never
I've
want to. You
I've
never
gotten
want
to that point.
to. Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
So
So
all right, so that's it with Sentry. Remember, guys, give him a sub if you're into the toy stuff. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up on this video. Now, this is and I forgot to promote this the other week. This is like the week of content here for this channel. Every single day, I'm putting content out this week. I've never done that. So yesterday was the new video. Today, we got you on here. Tomorrow, I'm putting a small chunk of that CGC interview out. Just another
sweet.
little snippet because the interview was about 40 minutes. So I'm just putting a little few minutes out. That's tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Thursday is my next video. That's coming out 11 o'clock Thursday morning Eastern time. Friday's the auction. We've been talking about this.
Auction day.
Can't wait for the auction Friday. Again, we've got Jay and Matt from Pressable Defects. We're going to be going all night like we normally do. We've got a lot of stuff for that. And then Saturday is the WandaVision recap of episode 4. So all week we've got content coming at you, a little bit of different stuff every day, a little bit different. So
That's an exciting week right there. That's
it's an exciting week. There's a lot of stuff going on over here at Very Gary Comics.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to throw your channel in the chat one more time. Remember, give Sentry a sub, especially if you're into toys, that's where to go. And if you're into the hunt videos, go for it. But other than that, Sentry, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. This was awesome. Thank you for having me. Congrats on all your success.
Oh,
Not
thanks. You
surprising
too.
whatsoever. Thank you very. It's kind of surreal to be doing this, for as long as we've known each other. All the talks before the YouTube channels, before this channel was a
Yes.
thing, and rightfully so, it is a thing, and not surprising that it's a thing. So just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you
All
again
right.
for having
I mean, yeah, and you too. I can't wait to see the room come together.
me too.
Excited.
Get
And
rid
everybody
of
in the chat, thank you so much for watching. The thumbs
Yes.
up. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for being involved. And again, content every day this week. Have a great night, everyone. And we'll see you soon. Remember, keep
Later,
it
guys.
comics.